Always fresh and a little bit sticky. Keep it locked on Cannabis Wiki. We're always fresh and a little bit sticky. The green room on Cannabis Wiki.
Perfect. Wasn't that the intro?
That was the intro that we got last episode from Laura Cole.
Yeah, it was really good. It's nice and sexy, raspy intro of Sticky Cannabis Wiki.
That's a hell of an intro, it must be said.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Who do we got here in the green room with us today, Derek?
Well, we have the Chief Revenue Officer of High Tide, and Andy Palalas.
Andy Palalas. Look at it. It's like you win the lottery when you get the name out.
That's true. That's 100% true. That's been the story of my childhood up until now. So thanks for reminding me about that. That's awesome, man. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks for coming. We know it was a kind of weather day, and it was
a long trek.
Yeah, even coming from London, it was a long trek. So
yeah, dude, weather doesn't keep me down, man. You guys got a great little clubhouse out here. I got to tell you, the Cannabis Wiki spot is. I could spend a lot more time here. I'm just saying, it's a nice little spot you got.
Thanks, appreciate it.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
We have lots of fun at the green room.
Yeah,
that's a cool guest.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you need to walk in with like a wall of smoke, even if nobody's actually smoking. You need like a smoke machine at the entrance.
We try not to smoke while we're working.
Smart. I try the same thing. Sometimes it gets away from me. No, I'm kidding.
And then, except for the bong rips I do during the...
Except for those.
Look, we have sound effects here.
Nice.
I don't actually do bong rips.
Yeah, well, you couldn't be blamed for doing it, Jackie.
I faked one for Canna Cabana once. But
See, that's just marketing, man.
With a cute little sunset bong or something. Yeah. I think it's called the Sunset or whatever.
That's the one. We were really excited about that one. We actually have a lot more bongs coming. It's I got to tell you, there's very few things that are more fun than designing smoking accessories.
Yeah.
Because you're designing a serious product for consumer consumption, and at the end of the day, you got to put all the thoughts and research and moments into it, and it's a lot of work. But at the end of the day, you ask silly questions like, is this bong dope enough?
The ice cream bong.
Does this thing hit well? Am I going to get lifted enough? Right. And so when that all happens, it's all worth it. It's all
I know you guys are the biggest producer of smoking accessories in the world. It's North America and the world, right?
Well, I mean, so I don't have a check marks anywhere, but we do produce an awful lot, especially here in Canada. Our retail stores, Canna Cabana, we're up to 110 of them now, and so we have a lot of cannabis accessories.
We were going to say 106, and we would have been 4 behind.
Yeah, we just opened up one today in Grand Prairie, actually.
Oh wow, cool!
Yeah,
congrats.
So, thank you. It's our second location in Grand Prairie. I don't know if you've ever been to Grand Prairie. It is a heck of a drive, but beautiful. Anyway,
where is it?
Oh, Grand Prairie. Oh, it's So if you go to Edmonton. Mm-hmm. And then you go northwest, you hit Whitecourt, you get a pizza because they got great pizza in Whitecourt. And then you keep going for like 100 hours. And then you're
and then you're at Canna Cabana in Grand Prairie.
Yeah, and now we have 2 of them. No, it's a great spot. Like that's actually a great community is Grand Prairie. And so we opened up there today. We've had a shop there for a few years too. It used to be a Smoker's Corner, which is our head shop from back in the day. So, but yeah, I mean, back to your question about accessories. Yes, we sell an absolutely enormous amount of accessories because our variety is huge, and because we make them, we can offer them at a price that really nobody else can.
Right.
Wait, let me interrupt that. I want to talk famous brands.
Yeah.
Is that Canna Cabana? Who is that? How did that come?
Yeah, so Famous Brands is actually how I got started in the industry.
Okay.
So back in 2016, a gentleman I worked with before, he's a vice president of sales previously, and he was just like, man, we're about to start a bong company, and I was working in organic food at the time, and I was like, oh, I mean, good for you, I guess, Yeah. But I actually ended up spending some time with them and really learning a bit about business, and obviously in 2016, people were interested at the very least about what legalization might look like, I spent an hour with them and ended up joining this little company, and today. From humble beginnings for myself, but also for our founder, Raj Grover, who started Canna Cabana really as Smoker's Corner in a tiny little shop.
And he got verified yesterday on Twitter, I think.
Oh, he did. Isn't that cool? He's got so many articles on him. Cool. Like everyone's like, yeah, that's Raj. But he started the whole company with his wife in a $40,000 investment in downtown Calgary, in 2009. And so it's come a long way since then. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah. So it focused in Canada, I guess, right? Because I remember Tommy Chung or something. Remember there was some legal problems even with him selling bongs in the US. So was the beginning more in Canada?
Oh, what a great question. So yeah, man, 2004, Operation Pipe Dream, you
Right.
know, which was a big deal in the U.S. Where you know, there was this sting operation, and Chong's Bongs was at the heart of the whole thing. It was very controversial.
It's his son, though, right? Wasn't it his son, not actually him?
It was, yeah, it was his son, but obviously he was part of the
Right,
company.
right.
So it is a long, you know, kind of. It was a big thing, big part of the cannabis industry history in the United States. So that was quite a moment, but that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, lots of bong business in the United States, and so yeah, I mean, a lot of our business is actually in the U.S.
Okay.
But right now we don't touch the plant in the U.S. because we're not able to.
Right.
So our businesses in the U.S. are Grass City, which, like, if you bought a bong in college, you probably bought it from Grass
Right.
City.
Yeah.
Right.
I think wasn't Famous Brands originally Grass City or no?
No. Grass City started in 2002 in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it's like the OG, oldest bong and pipe e-com platform on the internet. Like
Oh.
yeah, like, I mean, really cool stuff. The guy who started his name's Philip, but he went by an alias for like 15 years in the cannabis community. He was just known as Super Joint.
That's cool.
I know, he's
That's
crazy.
really cool.
Didn't they have a forum or something too?
They did, yeah. The Grass City Forum still has, like, I mean, it still has very good traffic,
Right.
and at the same time, it's like, for the last, 20 years, it was really the hub of where not just like cannabis accessory enthusiasts, but also like growers would go to ask questions about growing cannabis and stuff like that. So they had this like empire and hub of cannabis culture, and he was just anonymous.
Right.
He was
That's
just an
really
anonymous
cool.
guy. Yeah, it was cool. So he eventually came to the States at some point in like the mid 2010s, and everyone was like, "You're Super Joint?"
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I mean, so Grass City we acquired in 2018, and has continued to be a dominant e-commerce platform for accessories in America. We acquired Smoke Cartel last year, which is the number one. It's this great platform that really is focused around new smoker tech. So anytime new products are coming out, they're always hitting Smoke Cartel first. I mean, we have like a laser bong on there now, and like I don't know, it's just like the gadgets that they're coming out with are insane. Awesome. And then we also this past year acquired Daily High Club. So Daily High Club is this cool little subscription box. You get this unique molded little bong piece that the team, I got to say, the team there is amazing. They literally, they sit down and for hours come up with ideas for their bongs, for their theme boxes. And then eventually our customers get them and it's like, wow, you made a bong out of a camera?
That's
Out of
really
bong-
cool.
out of
What's
an
the
ice
box
cream cone?
called? Daily
High Club.
The Daily High Club.
So to answer your question, the long and short, and we acquired Dankstop as well, which is another great e-commerce platform in the States. So to answer your question, a lot of our business is in the U.S. on the accessory side. Yeah.
New Leaf, wasn't that CBD company?
Yeah.
There's
so
CBD company that also.
totally. So for CBD, this past year we brought Fab CBD into the High Tide portfolio. So huge direct-to-consumer CBD brand in the U.S. Awesome products. They make this little sleep chew. That like I guess you can't call it a sleep chew. Excuse me, not a sleep chew.
Oh yeah.
Not a sleep chew. It
All
is.
right.
It is a CBN
Right.
and CBD chew, which I love.
Has a calming effect.
It has a calming effect. Nothing further. And so they've got a great suite of products. And then eventually we brought in New Leaf, and New Leaf is one of the oldest and most respected manufacturers and retailers of brands of CBD.
Yep.
One of the top in the U.S. And then recently we welcomed Bless to our portfolio as well. They're based out of UK, so they're going to be launching pretty soon in the rest of Europe, and like lots of fun stuff going on with Bless. So it's a whole thing. Yeah.
So you guys have a presence in the U.S., Canada, and Europe?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an office in Amsterdam too, which is where Grass City was based out of. So
Right.
still doing accessories out in Europe too. So
That's awesome.
it's been an amazing ride. Yeah.
Have you been to Amsterdam?
No, I want to go though.
I
was
love
gonna
it.
go when we were gonna go to Spanibus, but then Corona came in and derailed it. So hopefully.
And now we've just flagged the
Soon.
freaking podcast because we said
Oh
Corona.
man, why did I say that?
Well, it is the king of beers. But,
There you go.
so Jackie, what did you like about Amsterdam?
Well, when I went to Amsterdam, I was brand new to cannabis, brand new, and my husband is not brand new. So I shopped a lot, and he went to those coffee shops. But I enjoyed going to the Bulldog and seeing the different. We called them strains then. We call them cultivars now. I didn't realize I was looking at cultivars.
Cultivars are the pinky rays.
That. So I just found it really fascinating. There's this whole. I didn't realize there was another culture, cannabis culture. Like I think of Jamaica when I think of cannabis and whatever, but going to Amsterdam just showed me so much more, showed me different things. And it's
Were you frequenting the red light district?
I also frequent the
You
red
have
light.
to.
Of course.
Did you go to Amsterdam? Well, you didn't know. You didn't know the red light district.
But we did go to mushroom school when we were there. Our brother and sister owned a store, and it was like on just outside of the red light district, and they sold mushrooms and stuff. And they showed us what they were for, and then of course you go to the museums and like had to go and see all the different art museums while you're on mushrooms. And it was
Did you get
fun.
a coloring book?
Yeah, I did get a coloring book. Actually, that's why when you know who got the coloring book, I was like. I did this in Amsterdam.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it was fun. And it's good to use in my bag of tools with that, like I've done stuff. I've been to Amsterdam. I've learned all this stuff. And I wish I was more into it because their education specialists, like the bud tenders in Amsterdam, are very knowledgeable and are allowed. They're compliant. Their rules were obviously very different.
Very different.
Very different.
I mean, Amsterdam's crazy, right? 'Cause, like, the ability to like retail cannabis is totally legal, but you can't procure cannabis for legal sale. So in order to actually get the product to stock your store with,
You gotta.
it's a question mark.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's apparently a very like wild and wacky industry out there. Obviously, we don't know much about retailing there because we're not there. We
Right.
can't be. But I mean, Amsterdam's a really wonderful place. One of my favorite memories of Amsterdam was getting off the plane and looking for coffee because it was a red eye and I was landing at 6:30 in the morning. And so I'm out like wandering around Amsterdam, and I ask this taxi driver, I'm like, "Hey, can you take me to a coffee shop?" He's like, "Oh, they're not open yet." I'm like, "They're not open yet?" He's like, "Yeah, no." "Oh, you mean you want to go to a cafe?"
Oh.
I was like, "Yes, I would like coffee." Yes, the answer.
Oh, like coffee, not weed.
Real coffee.
He's like, "A coffee shop is where you get weed here. If you want coffee, you go to a cafe." And to me, that really set the tone for my whole experience in Amsterdam.
It's beautiful too. The boat ride, the canals, and there's flowers everywhere, and all the markets and bakeries on every. They have it very we're always like, where are the munchies at these events?
Totally.
Well, Amsterdam has it figured out. They've got bakeries everywhere.
Jackie, did you go to FIBO?
What's FIBO?
Oh my God! So you're talking about munchies in the red light district. So
Me.
my favorite coffee shop in
Yep.
Amsterdam, and it's,
We went
it's
to the
mainstream.
Bulldog.
The Bulldog is amazing. I really like the Greenhouse. I'm a huge fan. Like, love their patio.
Greenhouse.
Yeah, it's Ari and Roskam's place. They do like the Greenhouse Seeds Co. And
Oh, yes. Okay.
So it's right on the edge of the red light district. It's overlooking a canal. You can sit out front on the patio. It's beautiful. It's
We
gorgeous.
must have went there, but I mean, once I started having fun, I don't know where I was.
Well, that's Amsterdam, right? Amsterdam, you get a snack.
Yeah.
And then you go somewhere else and get a beer, and then you go to a coffee shop and get weed,
Yep.
and then you go get a snack, and then beer, and then and that's just the whole
And
day.
we got a boat on our own instead of a tour, and we had like a big charcuterie platter thing and weed and everything out on the. It was so fun, and did a
That's so
tour of the
cool.
houseboats and everything, and
nice.
beautiful. It was really cool.
So FIBO is
FIBO.
in the red light district, and so my favorite thing to do is to leave the greenhouse and go to FIBO, which is like a mail room, except behind the mail slots are fried food. And you put like €1 into this little slot, and you open it up, and there's just like a croquette in there.
Oh,
It's
nice.
next level.
I love that.
Truly next level. If you're a cannabis
Why don't we
consumer,
have that here?
right.
It's like there's
Right.
why?
Well, I mean, we're a little behind on the cannabis culture here in Canada. We'll get there soon.
Right.
As soon as we can have consumption lounges and all
Can
this
we?
stuff.
You think it's coming, or it's coming?
I'm hopeful, but I'm the commercial guy at High Tide, so I'm just hopeful for everything. Right? I'm sure we could probably guesstimate someday when consumption lounges may happen, but the truth is we just don't know.
We don't know.
Right.
So when just recently regulations, compliance, whatever, Health Canada changed some things around like farm gate type or people having exclusivity. Like if you make something, it has to be available, the OCS, to everyone. Do you know what I'm talking about? What was that recently?
Yeah.
We had Trina Fraser on to
Yes.
talk about it. How did that affect Canna, Cabana, or any of your advertising or any of the things you guys do?
Well, so I mean, the situation where we procure all of our cannabis from the liquor boards, the government liquor boards, that hasn't changed since day one. So for OCS, which is the Ontario Cannabis Store, and they also function as our wholesaler, we've always had to buy all our stuff from them, and it's true. All of the products are available to every retailer. Now the good news is there's a lot of products to choose from.
Right.
And I think OCS does a pretty darn good job making sure things are curated and stock and stuff like that. So it doesn't really impact us day to day. It's just sometimes there's a bit of a delay or some availability issues because you got a middleman who's between yourself and a licensed producer procuring things. But in general, I think they do a great job.
OCS?
OCS, AGLC, they're all very good at what they do.
Yeah. I just want some juice. Like, what is Ontario tougher than all the other, or like, because I heard that Alberta is the wild, wild west, and then
Sure.
OCS. Is that?
Everybody, there's no easy way to do this. You know what I mean? And being a distributor to hundreds and hundreds of retailers in a province is not an easy thing to do. So there's always hiccups, there's learnings. We spend a lot of time, our category management team spends a lot of time giving feedback to the liquor boards, letting them know, hey, listen, this would be really helpful for us as someone ordering with, dozens and dozens of stores in a province. It's very helpful for us to give them feedback, for them to give us feedback.
Right.
So yeah, we have a great relationship with them. Same thing with Alberta. Manitoba does things a little bit differently. It's more of like a flow through kind of thing. And then Saskatchewan is actually just direct to us. We can order directly from licensed producers.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's a little different in every province, but we make the most of it. Yeah.
Are you guys in Quebec?
No, they won't take us in Quebec. It's all government run in Quebec, unfortunately.
Oh, so like never?
No, I don't think
There's
they're,
nobody else.
No,
Nobody.
It's
No.
the
SQBDC. or
Yeah, I'm
something.
gonna really embarrass myself by not saying SQ. I'm sorry, Quebec. My apologies.
Yeah.
What are you thinking while we're talking? You're like,
No, I'm just thinking. So, what is your kind of plan? Like, so you seem to be ramping up stores.
Totally.
world domination. What do you mean? What is the plan? Isn't that always the plan?
Jackie's got it right. For us, I think the biggest theme for this past year was best weed, best price. And we've spent a lot of time trying to understand our customers, because you got to remember, we've been in this business since 2009 in the smoke shop world. So we've been serving cannabis consumers for a long time.
Right.
Generally speaking, we know what they like. But, legal weed, you're retailing weed, there's new things to learn about. There's lots of challenges over the last few years. Jackie, you've been in a while. I'm sure there's been some challenges. There's challenges with product quality, availability, and stuff in the early days. All of that has totally changed. Like, the amount of great product you can buy right now is mind-blowing. Like, it's amazing. And, for us, coming to understand that, customers really want access to great quality cannabis, and they want to be able to do it at a reasonable price. That's where our sweet spot is. So Canna Cabana is all about unbeatable prices.
Where's your applaud?
What? Ooh, applause.
Applause. He's
There
like,
you go.
Canna Cabana is all about,
Well, thank you, Jackie.
good weed at a great price.
Best weed at the best price. Like, I don't like smoking cheap weed.
Right.
I don't like smoke. I do not consume bad cannabis, because
Right.
it's just, life's too
You don't-
short.
why hurt your lungs?
Well, and also, like, cannabis is about a myriad of experiences and flavors and variety. That's what
Definitely.
this business is, right? That's why we're all in it. So for me, our philosophy is that we want to give people the opportunity to sample the best quality product in Canada that they can possibly get their hands on. We're going to make it as accessible and as price conscious as possible.
So, do you guys have your own strains too?
No, we do not.
Is that in the future?
Well, Cabana Cannabis Co. is maybe something that we will be able to get going. But, there's been some recent evolutions in the way that, the regulations work. And so we're always having to go back to the drawing board on this or that. But yes, I mean, we announced a few months ago that we'd be bringing some concentrates and some edibles to market. So yes,
Okay.
that will happen. But, just dealing with some of the...
That will happen.
Yeah. Just making sure it goes smoothly.
Who is the Canna Cabana consumer? Like, who is your perfect, when you, like, is there a little stick figure with her or his name and what his job is, and who is it?
So I have a few opinions on this. First and foremost, our core consumer is the cannabis enthusiast, right? And we've known this since 2009. And it's funny, when legalization was happening, there were a lot of opinions on what the cannabis consumer would be.
Yeah.
A lot of studies and a lot of university educated suburban work on Bay Street, $75,000 plus. I was like, it's not that person doesn't consume cannabis, but like, that's not, the core customer. Our core customer is the same guy who's been, or girl who's been coming to Smoker's Corner and buying our bongs and sharing their passion and enthusiasm about cannabis.
Right.
That is our core customer. Has been since day one.
That's a really good approach that you guys took there, because, that allowed you to build up. I know you guys have a really big list for your loyalty program.
Oh, our Cabana Club, man.
Right, Cabana Club.
Are you in the club, Daryl?
I am not.
Oh,
Derek.
Did I say I'm sorry, Derek.
Whatever.
You gotta
He
cut-
butchered your name
you gotta
3
cut that
times.
out. We've taken photos. Well, you butchered my name, I'll butcher yours.
Right, exactly.
Andy doesn't even know where he is right now.
I think we're in Brantford.
Yes.
Cabana Club. We got to get you in that one, man. I mean, it's like, It's free to join.
Right.
It gives you access to the best prices on cannabis in the country.
Okay.
At our huge variety of cannabis accessories, again, at the best price in the country. So, we've got a lot of people. We're coming up on our 420,000th member for Cabana Club.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah, stay tuned.
You think you'll hit that at 420?
We're going to hit it before 420.
Oh, okay.
But we're doing a really big giveaway for 420. Like, I mean, real big. So
nice.
you got to join Cabana Club.
Right.
I promise you want to do it, and you'll find out why soon.
And then joining Cabana Club, what do they get? Do they just get news? You get newsletters, you get points.
No, you get your pricing. You get your pricing, Jackie.
Oh.
So Canna Cabana's pricing is unbeatable. Right. Genuinely, you come to our stores
because of your buying power, just because you have so many.
Well, there's lots of reasons why, but the bottom line is because we want to make sure our customer gets the best weed at the best price.
Okay.
And so you join Cabana Club, you can see what a market price is for cannabis in our stores, and then you can see what our member price is, and I think the difference will probably blow your mind.
Wow. What is? Are you not? I don't think we are allowed to say.
I guess we probably can't say it on this
I don't know,
podcast, but if you go to cannacabana.com, age-gate yourself, and check out our large selection of cannabis and accessories, I can assure you'll be impressed.
Age-gate yourself. I have to spin that wheel at the end of Price is Right, and they spin the wheel. It's like I'm like, holy, 73 is a long way down. Nice year. Look at I stumped Andy. He's like, you're that fucking old.
Oh, you're not. No. We accept people of all ages. But back to your question, Derek. And you heard that, Derek.
Yeah.
Thank you, Derek.
Yes, Andy.
Back to your question, though. Like, for me, cannabis consumers are not a demographic. They're not an age. They're not a gender. They're folks who have a certain pattern of consuming cannabis, right? And they come from all walks of life. So that core cannabis consumer for us is about how they buy cannabis and what categories they care about.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, we've always been experts on dried flower, experts on concentrates, expert on vape, expert on pre-roll, and some of those newer formats like edibles, and
beverages.
oils and capsules and beverages and stuff like that. We're really excited about them, right? We're still learning about them. Our category management team takes a lot of time to understand the new brands that are coming into play with regards to gummies and chocolates and such. And so we've got a great selection of those as well.
What's your number? What's your number one, like an edible? What stands out that people want? What's the number one vape or flower? Like, what are you seeing all the time?
We could talk about this all day. I'm more curious. What do you like, Jamie? What's your favorite stuff in the legal channel right now?
Well, I like Ghost Drops.
That first class funk. Did
Yeah,
you try that?
Yes, I did. We got to have a special run before it came. Yeah,
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I love those guys.
really like them and their stuff.
First class funk. True or false? Smells like vomit.
It does have a stinky. There's this very pungent smell.
Here's a follow up. In the most delicious way possible.
Yeah, like there is a smell for sure. And I'm in a lot of like sort of side chat groups and stuff where people shit talk all the weed products and stuff. And that's like the funky smell, the pungent smell comes up a lot.
Man, I get my pitchfork up when people are dissing on legal weed because like it's just at this point the quality is so good that if you are I'm trying to say something not explicit. If you are being rude about legal weed, you're just wrong.
You're just being rude because you remember smoking weed like 25 years ago, and we talk about it at home all the time, the seeds and the dryness and little sticks and sensimile
pressed
and
weed,
yes,
and
Mexican dirt
swag
weed and
dirt,
all that. Yeah, like come on, we're at science level now. Like things are pretty cool.
Yeah, you can drop your weed in the mud and it doesn't blend right in. It's not camo. Yeah,
exactly.
It's true. Like, I mean, what about you, Derek? What are you enjoying in the legal channel right now?
I like that Khalifa mint.
Oh yeah, you like that Ghost Drops.
Yeah,
we got
I
some
like
Ghost
Ghost
Drops
Drop.
fans here.
Yeah, well, I like what they're doing because they're bringing in new strains.
Totally.
And like that's kind of what it is. Like if you look at the gray market, like it's run on Instagram. It's all about what's hype,
Totally.
And I like what they're doing a lot. I think that's gonna be.
We tend to
what's
fall for
pushing
the story. We do. We tend to fall for the story.
Everyone falls for the story, and that's the whole point, man. I mean,
ready cans, those little readies.
Yeah, I like ready cans.
I love those, and also because I know personally how many friends and family have like transitioned from smoking cigarettes to the ready. The readies have cut them down or had them quit.
What?
So
Wow,
yeah,
that's so
just
cool.
because of the way the package is and the size and the way they look, and they just get that whole experience and that moment that they had with their smoking. So I like that. And then of course Pinners has that vibe that, I mean, I am Whitesnake. Like, come on.
That's pretty
You want to
good.
drive in the Pinners Rolls Royce?
Yeah, like that sort of.
Nice.
So I think we in media, we fall in love with like the story, not just like
Nice.
as much as we enjoy smoking and trying all the stuff. Vapes, flower vapes, the bongs I like, but the vapes, flower vapes and stuff, I'm not really in love with any yet.
Yeah, so my favorite flower vape right now would probably be. Oh, that's a tough one.
Like,
At the end of the day, I don't vape.
This
flower
guy won't
vapes.
at
say
the end of the day, I'm not saying it.
No,
Hold on a second.
I gotta go back.
What's going on? This guy's a salesman here. He doesn't want to say anything because
No.
you're ordering so much from everybody.
No,
right?
no. I'm
For all
gonna say
your
it right now. I'm
Okay.
gonna say it right now.
All right.
Okay.
But I had to clap. Boom! Got blown up. I had to like qualify it because
Okay.
it's a little bit of a basic answer.
Right.
But the Volcano for me is like the best way to vape weed.
Yeah.
And it's a big unit. There's a reason why it creates the best quality vapor.
Yep.
It's the most flavorful and
Humble
frankly.
and Fume, right? That was
So
it?
Stores and Bickle.
Stores and Bickle, yeah. Stores and Bickle, yeah.
Yeah, Stores and Bickle. So I believe, now don't quote me because I'm not an expert on Stores and Bickle, but I believe it was the first or maybe the only vaporizer device that's actually qualified as like a medical device.
Wow.
I think we have talked to someone about that, and yes,
Nice.
and that people could have benefits, or you could get it like a doctor,
Yeah.
like a script that
Yeah.
was a medical device.
They were at Lyft in 2019, and they're really
Yeah.
cool. The company's really cool.
Well, so Canopy actually acquired them a little while ago.
Oh,
Probably
wow.
a few years ago, probably 2019, I would say.
Okay.
And so, Stores and Bickle makes amazing devices. But for me, like some of the handheld vaporizers and stuff like that, I don't get the flavor that I want. Like
Right.
some of them are great, like packs and all these things. They're great.
Yeah.
But for me, the Volcano provides that like super punch of flavor when you're
Stores and
vaping.
Bickle had like a little smaller one too.
Yeah, the
You guys-
Mighty, the Crafty.
Yeah, that's
man,
it.
we got all of those.
Of course. Well, you
They're
guys
all
were
good.
selling all those, right?
It's true, man. We do. We sell those. Vaporizer technology has come so far in the last like 5-6 years. But for me, it's still the classic Volcano. Yeah,
I've tried the Zeus, I've tried the G Pen, I have like all the different whatever.
G-Pen.
Oh,
Yeah,
G
the
Pen does a
G-
good job too, though.
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah,
They do a
yeah.
good job, yeah.
Super, I mean, really cool. And I
Yeah.
like burnt popcorn, and I think all of them smell and taste like burnt popcorn.
I'm a combustion guy, man. I like a joint, I like a pipe, whatever. Yeah, I mean, like some of these vapes, like again, then the technology continues to evolve. But have you guys been up on those the 510 carts? Have you guys tried some of the new live resin carts?
Oh
and
yeah,
those?
yeah. Do you try the 510 carts? Yeah, at home?
Yeah.
You don't do it here.
I know because I'm
He's a
working.
hash
I'm
man.
working, Jack.
Oh, sorry, he's the
You
hash
know what I'm saying?
man.
I'm trying to keep a good example.
Derek's keeping it professional. man.
Like
Yeah,
I hit
come on.
everything. We're at Wiki. Just kidding. I'm working. Sorry.
I really like those little 510s, especially the live resin because you get more of like a full flavor, full spectrum. Got the cannabinoids in there.
No solvents. I like that.
Yeah, man. Well, I still question a little bit the
Still
live resin.
question.
I question because like some of them are different consistencies and stuff like that. I'm no expert when it comes to extraction and stuff, but like, I think some of them still have distillate and stuff, but it's still great product. Like it's really good product. So I like the live resin vapes quite a lot.
Oh, I like that Imagine Mercer. I like her 510. Have you had it? It's like a little mentholy. It's CBD forward. They have a line of stuff that's more for women. Like their products are
Appeals
like,
to you.
they appeal to me.
Okay.
Whatever. If it's sparkly, it appeals. Canna Cabana has a ton of stuff that appeals to me. Like that
do.
bong is my favorite, and it has a little backpack that you take it in and stuff.
I'm
It's
glad
like-
you like that,
It's
Jackie.
I really, really, really.
I gotta
that
tell
one.
you, if we get one in again, because it went nuts. It was like big on Instagram. It was we had these like golden sparkly pineapple bongs.
Oh,
They were so cool, man. I think we're out of them now, but they were.
Why don't you talk to us a little bit about like the strategy? Because I think like I just keep thinking about it while I'm being in the accessory business.
Yeah.
Right, is so good because someone who's going to use a Volcano, whether they're smoking gray market or legal cannabis, they're still going to use the same accessory. So it kind of like opened you guys up to converting those gray market users into the legal channel because you are already they're already your customer.
Yeah. So I would say absolutely. And at the end of the day, like gray market, however you want to classify a customer, they're all looking for the same thing as like legal channel buyers. Yeah, they're looking for good quality cannabis. They're looking for it at a good price. And for us, accessories more than just like a way of attracting people from, who are still buying the legacy market. For us, accessories have just been a touchstone for us for authenticity. It's been like part of our story, and frankly, it's what connected us to cannabis culture long before legalization.
Right.
And so I think we're really grateful to the fact that our accessory businesses have given us a lot of insights into what cannabis consumers care about. And yeah, I agree with you completely, Derek. Like, it has helped a lot in converting folks into the legal market.
It's actually really smart. Talking to American people, like accessories can go state to state, right? Like, because there's so it's actually a really good way. And then
it's a good way to have a pulse on the market.
Yeah, and
you've uncovered our strategy,
right?
Yeah.
we have.
That's why they're acquiring. That's why they keep acquiring them.
Tens of millions of cannabis consumers who shop in our ecosystem.
Email
in the US.
lists.
You guys are.
We got a whiteboard over here, Derek. We're just making all the connections.
Right.
Yeah, for real. Like, it's a really. I mean, we always try and pick apart, or like at least like little flies on the wall, figure out their marketing strand. Like, what were they thinking when they sat down? Like, who came up with the name Canna Cabana?
That was Raj. Yeah, that was Raj. Yeah, he just, he called me up one day and he was like, I'm thinking Canna Cabana. I was like, I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Was he at Copacabana at the time, having some Brazilian steak?
I like Copacabana.
He had this vision. He's like, I remember he told me, he's like, I just want like a fun, playful vibe and, something that feels warm and inviting, right? And that's Canna Cabana in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's get a little island time, man.
Which is weird, because when you think of cannabis in Canada, I don't think of fun. It's so hard to have fun. Like, it's so hard to have fun in the cannabis industry.
Well,
Community, culture, one thing, but the industry is with compliance and rules. They keep it so like no frills. Like, you're not allowed to have things that sparkle and shine and fall. But Canna Cabana focuses on fun and a place for everyone.
We do like to have fun. I will not lie.
and with your buying power, 110 stores, across like. We have to sort of challenge to create change. And I think, love it or hate it, Canna Cabana now, with this buying power, with this amount of stores, they will be able to challenge those change. They will be first. They will be first because they have the buying power. They have the people. They have the noise now that they need to push
the
things.
Lobbyists.
Yeah, like pretty much.
We have like one lobbyist. And he's not a lobbyist. He's our good Omar Khan, who really is.
We've had Omar too.
And he's not a lobbyist.
And no, he's a doll.
He's just our he's our government relations guy and our corporate communications guy. And he's just, and more importantly, forget those monikers. He's like an industry guy. Like, he gets this industry, he cares about it, and he's been on the other side of conversations, just with you name it, any of the powers that be in cannabis, because he genuinely has a vested interest in making sure that this industry is good for everybody. So I have a lot of respect for Omar.
Yeah,
he's a nice. We've had.
We interviewed him at
Lyft in Vancouver.
That's right.
Yeah. And he's I don't know. I do lots of research on people's tweets and stuff. He's always a nice tweeter.
He's a friendly tweeter. He doesn't sling any mud, that guy. No, friendly dude.
And nicely if he does.
Yeah.
We interviewed the new CEO of Lyft. When was that? In November? September or November. And he was saying that he's working with the province to have, live product on floor, because just even showcasing the product, the machines, all that sort of stuff, the packaging, it would be, instead of having these balls, have actual product. So, like, are you guys trying to push stuff forward? Like, do you have a kind of like a Canna Cabana association or foundation that's, pushing, because kind of like Normal was like pushing to get everything legalized, but now they're kind of like, they're looking for a new mission to keep relevant. So, like, I'm wondering if you have any not-for-profits under the Canna Cabana, that's kind of pushing forward where we need to be, because we know we're not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple of good questions there. We've worked with Cannabis Amnesty, and I think that there's a lot of great causes in the cannabis industry right now. From a more commercial side, kind of like you were talking about, in terms of having product merchandised on the floor and such. All of these things are great. They're all great for business, and of course we want all of those things to happen. At the same time, we're also just making hay while the sun shines, and within the confines of what we're able to do. I think a lot of people will look at the regs and the opportunity in Canada and say it's not enough. we need to change. We need, better marketing. We need better, merchandising. We need better, more freedoms for retailers and stores. And I agree with all of that. I think that makes sense. But it's a new industry.
Yeah.
And the government isn't in a major hurry to renovate anything. They're waiting and seeing, and we're Canada. We do
And they're
like
making money right now.
It's,
So
it's true. And so, that doesn't bother us because we all, at the bottom line, we got an opportunity to sell legal weed,
Right.
and we're just happy for that every day. And so there's things you can do from day one. We were, I'd like to say, we're the first cannabis retailer to actually merchandise our product on the floor. In October of 2018, when we opened up our first Cabana at Canyon Meadows in Calgary, all of the product was out in our fish bowls on the floor. And a lot of retailers didn't want to do that. They're like, why do you want to see this Health Canada compliant packaging? It's not nice looking, Well, we were like, people want to have a retail experience. We're not just doing a deli counter here.
Right.
Like, come in and check out our product and see what's up. And over the years, we've seen a lot of other retailers adopt that because people do want to see the packaging.
Right.
And you see some brands like Ghost Drops as an example, pushing the limits on packaging. Like that bright pink, beautiful. Look at Ojin. They've got that nice rectangular package. It's like a powdery kind of pastel color.
Is
beautiful.
it caramel? Caramel? I
Carmel.
love their packaging.
They're
I just like all the
crazy
stuff.
good. Yeah, but Carmel did an amazing job branding their brand. That bright orange package. Check out their website too. They got an amazing aesthetic, and they've got a picture of one of their Carmel bags and like a vending machine with a bunch of munchies and snacks.
That's
And you're
cool.
like, you really get this, don't you?
Yeah.
You really get the customer, don't you?
That's really smart. And understanding your customer. Don't you think a lot of people completely miss it? Like, I don't want to go into a dark place in like a seedy whatever, and I don't want a drawer. I want to be able to see.
Totally.
I don't know.
You want an Apple store.
Yeah, I want an experience. Well, not necessarily, but close. I want an experience. I want a bright and fun. I want an experience. I want somewhere that's fun.
Caters to you.
He's just everything. Yes, where's the glitter?
Jackie, Derek got you on blast today. Oh, there you go. See, that's a nice.
Caters to
That's
me.
a nicer sound effect. I got the explosion.
Yes, you got the explosion.
You got
but
the
you also
uniform.
got applause.
Oh, I did. Thank you, Derek. Oh, hey.
Applause for Cabana.
He's a friendly guy. I like that. That's great.
Would you say, so we've talked to lots of regulators, lawyers, politicians, we talked to all of that. And they say, when things are going good, it's because everyone's getting along. When things are not so bad, it's because people are sort of tattling on each other, and there's different whatever. Do you think anyone else is doing it right, or just Cabana? Would you say they're all missing the mark, and we're the,
Of course.
His face, you're so cute.
100%. No.
They're all missing the mark.
Do you have someone who you think might be doing it right, or somebody that you look to, or you've never?
It's a tough one, man. I think there's a lot of great concepts in cannabis retail, right? And I think some of those concepts are easier to execute in today's environment. But no, do I think we're the only ones doing it right? That would be pretty wild to say. I think everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their strengths. Everybody has a different experience. Everybody has a different shopper that comes to them. For us, best weed, best price, lots of accessories for the best price in the country. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
That's right.
You want that? You come on down to Cabana.
Yeah.
What about?
What if you want the worst weed?
If you want the worst, I know a guy. He hangs out under the gardener. You can.
I know a guy.
You can go meet him.
I know some people don't like chains. Some people want the little They still want the little mom pop or the little whatever. I don't know.
I kind of got a bone to pick with that one, to be honest, because we employ local people in the
For
stores.
sure.
The people who work in our stores are local people, so.
Right.
But I get it. Some and certainly I think there's lots of great independent stores out there that can offer a little bit. Here's what I think is great.
Have you ever been to one?
Come on, Jackie. Fun fact: last time I was in Grand Prairie, I went to 36 stores in my way between Edmonton. I do a lot of.
Oh, you do
shopping.
your R&D.
You're not playing around.
It's. I also just love cannabis retail.
Right.
Yeah, but okay. Let me ask you this: what about so you don't have your own strains, so you're kind of just curating the product. But everybody can have the same thing. So how is it you say best weed, best price? Okay, but everybody can have the same thing because it's you're not having your own strain. So
but they can't have it at the price that they have, and the experience you're getting from Cabana is not.
So
you're right though. You're right. But man, there's a lot of product out there, and curation sounds easy. It's
so you're a data company.
What do you mean?
Because you have the data of what's
selling.
Selling.
Absolutely.
and that's how you're able to stay ahead of the mom and pop store.
Our buyers are incredibly talented. Like
Right.
the amount of hours these guys spend evaluating literally every product available on the
It'd be
OCS.
so
Yeah.
fun. It would
on
be
AGLC.
so fun.
Right.
It sounds fun. It's
I'm
a lot
so
of it's a
nosy.
lot of spreadsheets. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot of work, right?
Right.
Our category management team spends.
Well, you have to
their whole lives.
differentiate
No,
yourself, and it's
100%.
hard too.
Yeah.
With the regulation the way it is. So,
Well, but I'll tell you what an independent advantage is, right? Like when you're an independent running your own independent store.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your business. You're in the store. It's
Yeah.
your business. You're making connections with your customers. Is that one-to-one relationship? That's something that independents are able to do. For us, we get to leverage 100.
yeah, but we know that the data is where it's at.
Well, it's
You
important
know, like
to know
look at
what's selling,
Facebook,
sure.
Instagram. These
Is
are
there going to be Canna Cabana on the metaverse?
probably.
I mean,
Of
come
course,
on.
that would be the-
Sorry, I'm not making a public announcement about Canna Cabana on the metaverse, but I would love Canna Cabana on the metaverse. Just to be clear.
Yes, you are.
I think that's cool.
He's also pregnant.
Yeah.
So, like, we need these hot. We want these big drops.
That's so good. I am pregnant. That's a fact. My God.
Maybe that's why you
No,
weren't
but
smoking.
you're right. It's like and not like Facebook, because all of our Canna Cabana data does not get sold.
Right.
Canna Cabana user data is nice and private, and if you're a Cabana Club member, we are not sharing that with anybody.
Of course.
But just to go back to the product assortment,
Double
piece,
opt-in, of course, right?
It's done. It is actually. Boom. Yeah, boom. And it is indeed, as a matter of fact.
I'm just playing it.
I know. It's all right. It's all right. We keep it tight for Cabana Club. Come on now. But I mean, curating an assortment from thousands of products and making sure that you have products that are relevant and that you're managing your store in a way where you can have the newest drops, because that's
Right.
another consideration. I can load my shelves up on with something today, but if I don't, if I'm running my business properly so I can bring in drops when you need them,
Right.
well, you just, as a customer, you lose, right? So for us, it's about making sure we've got, like you said yourself, variety and newness is so important.
Yes.
In cannabis, you said, the legacy market thrives off of what's new and what the new drops are. Exactly the same in the legal market. That's why when I say best weed, best price, I mean, from a best weed perspective,
Right.
what's new, what's hot. And we got a lot of people on it because that's our whole business.
You guys really understand the customer. That's
Shred is like #1 all over the place. I
Shred.
never would have thought that Shred, like pre-ground cannabis.
Shred, here's the thing. Shred is a cool brand.
It's so weird.
What people don't remember is that other milled flower brands existed before Shred. And not that they were bad, they were fine, but they didn't create the same level of splash that Shred did. Shred came in at a time where every licensed producer was like, a milled flower, nobody wants that.
Right.
And Organogram came in with a great brand, right? And a product that looked good, smelled good, great price, best price for milled flower, and everyone loves it. And frankly, there are other milled flower brands in the market now. Everybody's catching up, and there's other great ones too. We sell other great ones as well.
What do you look for?
In which?
So say there's a new brand coming out, like say, I
Isn't
guess
this
Ghost
fun?
Drops. Yeah, this is fun.
So fun.
Ghost Drops was like, obviously, like that was a no-brainer, but like,
Sure.
there's so much noise in the space. So like, let's just say Jackie and I were releasing
Sure.
a brand of cannabis. What would you look for to say, hey, okay, we're going to do an initial order and test this out? Or how does that work? Like, do you
Well, the
have
data
certain
says Jackie gets 213,000 hits a day, so that's what we look for.
Yeah. We look for Jackies. No.
Sorry.
It's
and do
it's a
you
great
test
question.
it? Yeah, do you test it in
Yes.
different? Okay,
Yes.
So you
Yeah, I
have
mean-
your certain stores where this is a test store. We'll roll it in here
Totally.
first. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's listen, there's no crystal ball. Someone launches a product, it may be great, it may not be great, right?
Oh, come on.
Well, it's
You
true.
guys, yeah, that's true, but you guys know what you're doing, so
Totally.
like, you're
But
not
that's what
you're
I
not
mean.
just loading up.
Well, exactly. So operating with an absence of information off the hop, right? Especially
Right.
with the way that things are launched in Canada, there's not like someone coming around with like a baggie for you to look into and smell.
Unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to come through. It shows up as a listing one day on OCS and AGLC.
So are you monitoring like social media?
All of the above.
Okay.
Our category management department, I would say, is
Yeah.
one of our biggest strengths, because they spend all day managing our assortment and understanding what's new and what's coming, connecting with brands,
Right.
getting all the information in, sitting down as a group and deciding what it is we're going to sell in our stores. Because
Right.
I mean, that's the whole
Yeah.
business.
Right.
So yeah, man. I mean, new products are coming out. We're always on top of that. And of course,
Surveys? Does the Cabana? Because obviously I'm not a member, but I'm going to be a member after today.
you're on, man. You're a VIP.
Perfect. So, do you survey them?
Survey our Cabana Club members.
Yeah.
We've run targeted surveys before and
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. But we're trying to also not just like be in our Cabana Club members' faces all day. We
No, I mean
business.
you're asking their opinion.
It's a business
And
too, though.
they're customers. They
We
come
do.
there. They're loyal to you, and so you would ask them,
Yeah.
what they'd like to have.
We do that. I'm just saying it right now so people know that if they're signing up to Cabana
Yeah,
Club,
yeah,
they
it's
ain't
not
getting
a
like
spam.
9
This
surveys
isn't
tomorrow.
spam, right? Yeah.
No, we respect our customers and their privacy, and also like
Of course.
not getting 1,000 emails. But you're 100%. I mean, again, our whole strength over the last since 2009 has been knowing our customers. So of course, connecting with our customer and understanding what they like. That's the whole business.
Right.
Wait, don't you think I'm feeling a tone and I'm hearing a thing? Do you not think that sometimes in cannabis, especially, the brand is almost made to feel bad about their successes? They have to
Why?
qualify that we've been around, or they have to qualify why they get to do what they do. Like, why can't we just say this is business and congratulations, you freaking nailed it and you're
Right.
doing it right? Like, why can't we just be like that?
Yeah.
At the best price. At the end of the day, everyone wants the best price on anything. You shop around for
Those
hotels,
are the talking
cars.
points, Jackie.
I'm
It's
just
coming from our little Pitbull PR.
our
in the
Pitbull
next
PR gave us
Right?
these
There's
talking
talking
points.
points.
Like, I see
Jackie's
like,
excited about best weed, best price.
Like,
Let the woman talk, man. Come on.
like social media is my thing. I research, I kept my screenshot collection, and like, why can't we just be really excited that they opened freaking 110 stores, man? That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
like,
pretty
I
cool.
think that's great. Like,
I totally. So I see both sides because, like, for me, I think that the questions keep us honest, right? Because like things change very quickly in cannabis.
one word in the act, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden compliance has changed.
Everything, and also just the competitive landscape. People are doing new things every day. They're pushing the envelope in different ways, and like you got to stay current. You
Stores
can't-
on top of stores.
Totally. You can't just rest on your laurels and go with your strategy from day one. Our strategy has had to adapt over years, especially with the products we carry and the way that we do everything really. But yeah, I mean, like, we also like to celebrate the victories too. And right now, Canna Cabana is really having a moment. People are really responding to our experience. They're really responding to our unbeatable prices. They're responding to our accessories. This last holiday season, we sold so many accessories because people were so excited about the accessories we had. And that for us was like the big gold star moment because, like we said, we're accessories people.
Yeah.
And seeing people react to what we had coming out so positively was like a real heartwarming moment for me.
Are these all Canna Cabana branded, or do you have different brands in the accessories too?
Yeah, so we make about 70% of the accessories that we sell, mostly in the glass side of things and like
Yeah, but
grinders
like,
and
does
stuff.
it like say Canna Cabana on the accessory?
Some of them do. So
Famous
we
brands.
have Cabana.
Okay, famous
so
brands.
to your point, Jackie, we have famous brands, which is these really brightly designed and colored pattern bongs, our famous design collection.
Right.
We also
Classic
have,
rock collection.
Well, we have. Unfortunately, we can't really sell that in Canada because there's no celebrity endorsement. So that's all in the U.S.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
but
Good thing my husband's American anyway.
we also have Dopezilla, we have Vodka Glass, we've got Puff Puff Pass, we've got Cabana Cannabis Co., which is the little bong that we hooked you up with a little while ago, Jackie.
The little sunset, is that what it's
The
called?
sunset,
Sunset? It's
there's
really
a sunset,
cute.
Yeah. I mean, our brands, we spend a lot of time designing these products as well, so that's why they're very personal.
Is
Yeah.
Canna Cabana in any of those situations where you're like right next door to another store?
Oh, all
Do you
the
have?
time.
Oh, really? You have some of those? Oh,
Lots of them. And people go to the place next door too because they got their own thing going on, and that's cool.
Competition is a good thing.
Man. It's a
like
good
my
thing.
son, bud tender. I'm like, why don't you just buy that at that store? He's like, because I like to go to all of them. I like to
Totally.
see what they have. He's like, I buy seeds from this one, and I buy this one has really cool accessories, and this one always has the latest whatever. and-
100%. We know what we are, man. We're not, as an example, we're not a seed shop.
Right.
Not a good place to buy seeds, Canna Cabana.
Right.
We know what we are. We're the best weed at the best price and best accessories at the best price. But, we're not a seed shop. Let me tell you why we don't carry seeds. For us personally, there's so much you need to know about growing cannabis. Growing cannabis is not an easy topic, right? I grew my first cannabis plants 2 years ago, and it did not go well. It was not a good
love
scene.
it.
Yeah. And so, like, we spend a lot of time training our bud tenders and hoping to get that knowledge to them so they can deal with the customer on in a very positive way on the dried flower and vape and concentrate stuff we're selling. Adding seeds to it is like a whole other planet, so a whole other solar system. Plus, we don't have the nutrients and the grow lights and all of the gear you need. So, I got to send you somewhere else if you
Right.
want to buy the gear,
Right.
And then if the seeds don't sprout, well, I don't know what to say about
Right.
it.
I don't want you to come back.
I just I don't know how to fix that. Let's sit here and think about it. I don't know.
Let's be honest. Most people, they want something that's already done. You know what I mean? It's the same as like cooking. It's anything, right? It's like, oh yeah, well, I want to watch this, and I want to. Then all of a sudden you're like, well, this is too much work. Can I just get it?
I buy a bag salad.
Yeah,
you want
like,
a Caesar salad? I buy a bag.
So I nerded out pretty hard into growing cannabis the year that I did it and last year, and it's fun. Like there's lots to learn, but I'm not doing it so that I can have the best
Right.
weed. I'm doing it
Right.
because I'm growing my own little.
And
personal
besides,
stuff.
the cannabis is something that if you keep smoking the same strain, it's not going to work out for you. You want
Variety.
to, you need a variety.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, man, I'm not an ounce guy. I never buy zips. Right. For me, I'm like an eighth.
Right.
And after I bought that eighth one time, I want to try a new eighth.
Right.
And I'll stick
Absolutely.
I'll stick within the same brand. If
Right.
I really like Spinach's GMO cookies, I might try their wedding cake or whatever.
Right.
But I'm not buying the same one
Wait,
twice.
do you know how to say? Is it MCQ?
Misiku.
Oh my,
Misiku?
I don't know, but whatever it is, my bud tender family are major fans of that stuff.
First Nations Zone too. Cool
Oh,
story. Yeah.
yeah,
What
they
kind
really-
of training do you have for your bud tenders, other than the like
Cancel.
Cancel. Yeah, I'm not talking about cancel. Like, do
Yeah.
you have an other internal
like
training? Education and even sales tactics.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Canna Cabana is. We have a.
You guys aren't playing around.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, we've got a way that we like to approach customers. I can give
Right.
you a little idea of what that looks like, which is we're a recommendations based company. For us, we believe that bud tenders should be spending their time making recommendations because
Right.
that's what customers typically want from our bud tenders. They're, hey, what's new? What's great? What are you liking? What's good? I found what was frustrating to me, even in our own stores in early days, was you'd walk in and a bud tender would ask you 300 questions, right? Do you want sativa or indica? Do you want this or that? What kind of experience are you looking for? I'm like,
Right.
oh,
That's too much.
Oh, that's good, but it's like almost too many. It's too
Yeah.
much. As a customer, it's
They
like
should identify based on what the customer's asking for.
well, usually the customer wants to know what they liked recently or what other people are liking.
What the bud
generally-
tender wants.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, what have you been smoking on?
Right.
I mean, you're here all day, like from 9 to 5 or whatever. Like, how are you living?
What's the highest THC?
Well, people do ask that, but right now, almost all our cannabis in 3.5 gram, for example, is being sold over 20% THC.
Wow.
So that's like 94% of cannabis being bought at Canna Cabana in 3.5
Is there a
gram.
limit where they have to cut off the THC? Like how? No, there's not.
I mean, on dried flower, I don't think you'd ever be able to arrive there based on the regs. No, I don't think so.
Okay, just wondering.
I could be wrong. On
I
that,
mean,
but
20
don't
is
think so.
is okay, but like, I mean, like,
Well, we got strains in stock,
Like 30,
29%,
34.
over. Yeah, we got a 32% strain. If you, we got lots of high THC strains.
So say I came in there and I'm looking, because there's people who, for instance, you go to the liquor store, they have the case with the higher end liquor in there.
Sure, the vintages.
So the vintages, right?
Yeah.
So someone wants a higher end kind of cannabis, then your bud tenders are going to recommend them more high end. Like, there's a certain kind of customer, they just want the best, like you were saying. And then so it's like maybe they came in there for the Khalifa Mint, and now your bud tender is going to recommend them and say, oh, well, guess what? We have this one and this one too. That's
Totally.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, but dude, like Khalifa Mint is among the best right now. It's very
right.
good.
But
Yeah.
that kind of consumer is going to want more recommendations of what you have in stock that could be
100%.
okay.
So a year ago, 18 months to 12 months ago, right? It was all about highest THC, lowest price,
Right.
But that really
That's
has changed.
yeah.
That's changed recently because folks have started to realize, and the data backs, it's not just hyperbole here. Like folks are moving away from like generic sativa indica bags of product, and they want to know the strain.
Right.
They want to know about
Experience.
the terpenes. But they also, like when they open the bag, they can tell how pungent is this thing. Is
Right.
it hitting me in the face? Is it sticky? Are they nice buds? Or are they
Absolutely.
dried out? What's the trichomes looking like?
Right.
Are they like old and degraded, or are we talking about some fresh, juicy stuff?
Right.
The people are up on that now, which I'm very thankful.
So how
for.
do you handle that with inventory? So like, do you turn first in, first out, like, or do you? This isn't moving here in London, so let's move this over to
There's a little bit of that, but man, we run a pretty lean inventory because we we always want to have what's fresh and new. We're not going to the rafters on anything,
Right.
But to finish the thought on the customers wanting best weed, or
At
the
best
best
price.
the best weed at the best price. I mean, that's been a thing we've noticed, especially since we've really gone aggressive with our unbeatable pricing, is that people are opting for better and better quality cannabis. They're not spending less money on cannabis. They're just buying better and better quality because they need access to that.
Absolutely.
Right. And so now Carmel and Highland Grow and Missiku and all these brands,
Missiku,
cookies, that the folks are looking for, like they can get it at an accessible price, and they're opting to, instead of saving
Burners
$10,
in Canada now?
Oh yeah, dude. Cookies is in Canada. Cookies,
Didn't you know that?
lemonade,
No.
the soap. Yeah, the whole thing's here.
Wow.
Man. The whole gang has arrived.
Okay,
They invited
now we're
us to their
talking.
stores and a tour and stuff, but I saw too many people doing it, so I said no.
Oh, Jackie.
I don't
crazy.
go if everyone's invited.
Jackie. I haven't been to the store yet. I hear it's cool.
Listen, I went to one
She's the
party
queen of cannabis.
in
It's our queen here.
2021,
Hey, man.
and it was Canna Cabana thing. Like I only went I do like one or two.
Bless
I'm not,
you. Bless your heart.
It's winter.
I went to their grow facility though, Noya.
Nice.
So Cookies came to Canada and they partnered up with Noya to grow their product along with Gage. And like Noya does it right, man. They got some real good quality product there.
Nice.
Gage always has a really cute guy that runs it or owns it or something.
I don't think there's a Canna Cabana in Brantford.
There will be someday, I'm sure.
Okay.
Right, maybe right next door.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be great. Then
Then
when we're on
we can-
break,
I'm taking notes like
just,
Canna Cabana Brantford. All right, put it on the map.
Yeah.
Put it on the roadmap.
How do you do that? Is there a map where you look to see where a high traffic or where a college town or a university? Is that what you guys do? Like, what do you look for?
I mean, yeah, exactly, right? It's the basics of retail, which is making sure that you're in a place where your customers are. So we have to spend a lot of time doing that as well. A whole group of people who are dedicated to that. So yeah, it's an important part of the strategy.
Because we always talk about that people in the cannabis space have, like the big players, sort of a lot of them have missed the mark on that. Like, why aren't you more in the college towns, or why aren't you more like Budweiser? We often use that as how they would market and where they would play and like the stuff they do. Is it just because of compliance? We're not really allowed to market that way. We're not allowed to.
That's a good question. I mean, there's cannabis stores popping up in all sorts of different kind of areas. I mean,
Like
we've
in
got
malls and stuff, yeah.
You got Cadillac Fairview with with some cannabis stores in there too.
Not to be mentioned.
Well,
This is
it's pretty-
Canna Cabana's 15 minutes.
That's okay. That's all right. Hey, listen, you're in a mall. That's pretty cool. For us, it's maybe not part of the strategy. Maybe it's not the right size. But again, like everybody's got their strategy.
Airport? Can they be in an airport?
Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't that be
wouldn't
fun? Can you be
what
in an
demographic consumes the most cannabis? And I'm talking about age, because I understand what you're saying. You've told us earlier that it's people. You guys target people who consume cannabis regardless of
everybody?
Their demographic.
their demographic. But what is the not the target demographic, but what is the demographic that consumes the most?
Yeah, I think you would probably find that it's a fairly straightforward answer of like males 23 to 35.
Right. That's what I would
That would
assume.
be like the
Right.
20,000 foot view answer. But as I mentioned, it's like it's a pretty nuanced thing. And
My 89% followers, 24 to 35 male.
Oh wow, that's perfect.
when you, but also when you say like consume the most cannabis, do you mean like dollar wise or do you mean like grams wise? Because there's a big difference.
Well, like okay, there's some people who like yourself. You said you would buy an eighth,
Yeah.
right? But then there could be like
I buy a lot of eights, it must be said.
But like when you were, and you were still young. But I mean, when you were younger and you're in college and university, partying a lot, doing bar crawls, that sort of
Totally,
thing, you consume more cannabis. It's
Yeah, man, you get a zip.
Right, exactly.
You got a zip at the homestead. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, man, we sell a lot of. So about just over half of every gram of dried flower that walks out the door at Canna Cabana does it in a zip, does it in an ounce bag, right? But the other bit is mostly eighths, and then we got some quarters and
Well,
half
yeah, you got to
ounces.
service everybody, but
Sure, yeah, but
I was just curious.
it's just like the price per gram on an ounce is substantially lower than a 3.5 gram.
Right.
You know, which is, we all understand that. But like, I think in the legal market, it's disproportionately lower than what it would be in the legacy market compared to an eighth, right? So in the legal market, like, licensed producers and retailers alike have gone really aggressive on the ounce bag from a price point perspective. Now, we got a lot more high quality ounce bags coming in now. We got a lot of strain specific stuff, like Oxley's got their wedding pie in an ounce bag. If you haven't checked that out, it is killer, man. It is some fire. Yeah, it's like smelly and awesome. And it's like $104 at Canna Cabana.
Can you mix and match?
In what way?
Like,
Oh, remember a lot did that mix and match? Didn't you see that? I like that. It was 4 different or 5
you know what I mean? If
different-
I want to buy an ounce,
Yeah,
but I don't want it all of the same. So I
You
want
buy
to
it by the eighth, man.
Yeah, but then I'm not getting the discount.
But join
Listen,
Canna
if I go-
Cabana Club
That's
and you're
it.
getting a discount.
Okay.
And applause. What the hell? That was
Jackie's on message.
Yeah,
On
Cabana
message.
Club. Okay. Yes.
Join the club, man.
Oh
then
man,
you won't have
swinging
to
a
worry
grand
about
slam. God bless. To answer your question, like, if I could weigh it out for you, Derek, if I could weigh it out for you, I would give you the discount, man. But unfortunately, we're not allowed. So no, in terms of the ounce bag, no, you can't like split it in half and do the thing. But the price on ounce bags, I mean, we've got some ounce bags that are like $75. And they're like
great.
good, and they're strain specific. It's like an ounce bag of God Bud for 70. Like, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, no, I guess what I was wondering is if an LP does that. Like let's say an LP has 10 strains, and now do they, maybe they should offer like, okay, we're going to give, 4 strains, a quarter of each. Would that be compliant? And
Yeah, they could do that. I mean, we're seeing it in pre-roll now.
okay.
So Aurora San Rafael just launched a taster pack. It's like their
Right.
stone fruit, their
yeah.
driftwood diesel, and their lemon
saw it.
rocket. It's 3 different three different pre-rolls in one container.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, we saw a lot do it. We saw
Chris-
Cognoscente, I think was what it was called over the holidays. Cognoscente. They did like
Wasn't their Christmas pack
Christmas
or something?
pack, And we also had Citizen Stash did a 12 days of Christmas. That sold out in like 18 seconds.
Yeah,
we
everyone was
brought it in
posting
and
it.
it was gone.
Actually looked cool too. They were all a different
yeah.
color and it was all in a little package.
It
like
was
this.
I was
It looked
so
really
bummed
good.
out
Did you
that I
buy
didn't
one
get
for Drew?
No, my kids were supposed to, but sorry, it's a sore spot.
Poor-
That actual conversation, he's here, so he was told he was getting that, and he didn't.
So we ordered it into Ajax, right? And so I knew what day it was arriving. I was like, oh, I'll just head down in the evening and pick
gone?
it up. Oh God, it was liquidated. They're like, oh, you wanted the Citizen Stash sampler? No. And I wouldn't call ahead and like tell them.
Right.
So that's not be fair. But
When Houseplant first came out, their drinks, like all the, I was going around all of them to get them, and my friends would call me, okay, they've got it in, we can't save them, but if you come now,
Nice.
so I just like
I
to try.
loved those, man.
I like the Houseplant drinks.
0 calories.
Yeah, they're gone? No,
No, it's Tweed Fizz now. Tweed's Fizz. So it's same thing, but they're not doing the houseplant thing anymore. It was Canopy that made them, of course. So.
right?
But there's a lot of cool new beverages out.
Keef or something? What's that bottle?
Keef Cola, I think.
Something,
it is.
yeah, cola. Looks cool.
I haven't tried it.
I haven't tried it.
Versus just came out with a seltzer. They've got like a lime and a cherry, I think, 10 milligrams, and it's like a fast acting one.
Oh,
So my wife does quite a few like cannabis beverages. Friday, she'll like have a cannabis beverage. She had like half of that one on a
And
Sunday
got a
afternoon.
little-
Buddy, she was like, she was like, I'm in space and I need you to go pick up our kid. No problem. I was sober.
I don't love a lot of the drinks, but I've had fun trying them all. Like I make sure, like I'm not a beer fan, so Molo wasn't my Molo or whatever the hell they're calling it.
I
Wasn't
believe it's Moyo.
yeah, that.
I don't think it is. I think it's Molo. I think it's Molo.
So what do we have coming up for Canna Cabana? I know we got the 420,000th
Celebration for the club.
that's going to happen before 420.
Yeah.
That's why I'm signing up tomorrow.
You guys sign up tomorrow, man.
Yeah, because
you
I don't
have
wanna
no
miss
idea what's
that.
coming. Oh, this heat! I cannot wait for you to find out about this.
So everybody needs to sign up to the Canna Cabana Club.
Cabana
Pretty
Club.
sure I am a member.
But other than that, what
I
is
had to
going
be.
on? What's your plans for the summer here?
Right now, we are heads down for 420, man. So that is one thing we're doing. We're celebrating our 420,000th member at Cabana Club by doing a just righteous giveaway, which I encourage you to check out.
Yep.
But for us, also 420 is just the season of fun, right? So we're getting together. Our teams have put together a pretty fun little. I wish I could tell you right now, but I can't. So you got to come by and just check it out.
Where is it going to be?
Just in all of our stores. Yeah.
Okay,
we got
nice.
of course, we've got some like cool little bundles and some neat stuff. But more importantly, this let's call it event that we're doing over 420. I guarantee you'll get a kick out of it. So you come check it out. If I could tell you about it now, I totally would.
Okay. Cool.
Ooh, I like your brand ambassador. Is that what we call her?
Oh, Allie?
Yeah. Like she works.
Yeah, it's true. Allie puts together that social media content. Let me tell you.
And it's tough, and she's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And I don't impress easy in that sort of space, and she's really good.
Yeah. I mean, our social media is just good old fun. And we got to be careful too, because there's rules and regs that we got to operate by, and so that's always a moving target for us. But yeah,
she's
what can I
great.
say? Yeah.
So okay, cannabis. If you could change one thing, like if you could wave your magic wand and one thing in like the compliance or regulations and the rules could change, just one, what would it be that you tweak or do?
Edible cap, man. Edible cap. It's the one thing we get grief for all the time.
Cap.
And I'll be honest, the 10 milligrams that you get in a legal product is probably more than many of the 100 milligram air quotes legacy market products you've tried. I will put it out there. I'm not an edible consumer very often. My wife loves edibles. She has them all the time.
Sounds scary to me.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not the feeling I'm looking for. But a lot of people love edibles. You got to find out.
No, what I'm saying is, if your 10 milligram is the equivalent of 100 milligram, I'm scared of your 10 milligram.
I'm not saying it's the equivalent. I'm just like, what I'm saying is that the legacy market, I think there's just, it wasn't the most reliable.
Right.
It wasn't the most reliable.
It's not the most consistent.
Not the most consistent.
Right.
And so, we've had a lot of folks who've been like 10 milligrams, man. Like I eat 10 milligrams for breakfast or whatever.
Right.
And then, they have a 10 milligram gummy. They're like, wow, I'm really feeling that.
Yeah, I do get for real, from the regulated market, the 10 milligrams is real 10 milligrams. Like I get a buzz off that. If I have a 10 milligram from the legacy, there's nothing on a 10 milligram.
You jump into one of those 10 milligram, the new Deep Space that they just put out, the rapid onset Deep Space 10 milligram. Like, okay, maybe if your tolerance is like to Mars, fine, just like stay home and have something get a concentrate, do what you got to do. But if you're like a normal edible consumer and your normal tolerance, I mean, all experiences may differ, but that one for me was Deep Space.
Like you're saying, that rapid onset, because I remember talking to Stacy Premack, and she was promoting some form of something that you could put in when you're cooking.
Right.
And it had that rapid onset, so you could use less because it didn't take as long. So I imagine that's probably the same kind of technology.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, to be honest, in terms of how they achieve that rapid onset. Other brands have done it too. We've seen Wanna do it with Wanna Quick. Yeah, Wanna Quick, and then now the Canopy Deep Space, and I think the Tweed ones are also all rapid onset. They're like 5 milligrams. There's just lots of options in edibles. Plus, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but they're delicious.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Which is why I like the legal market, because I can buy, because they're 10 milligrams, so I actually can enjoy the chocolate or the candy or whatever, because you're not getting out of your head, you're getting a little something, and you're enjoying something.
Overboard.
But I don't really go overboard.
Have you tried the sours though, the spinach sours?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
how good! Actually, yeah, you did the CBG thing,
and I really, really, really like them. I really like them a lot.
You know what I like about spinach is they call it rare cannabinoids as opposed to like minor cannabinoids, and to me that's just way more fun. Rare.
I like spinach. I like the way they like go after stuff like that. You said San Rafael. I like San Rafael. They have a festival in California and stuff. Like there's stuff that I like when there's something tied to it, like Canna Cabana. Couldn't you have like patios or something, like cabanas out front?
Someday, Jackie.
Yeah, like Canna
lounges.
Cabana.
Not today, but someday. I mean,
so you're foreshadowing
that's
maybe
Cabana.
where the founder was thinking.
Yeah, like he wants to be.
Jackie's setting herself up for a royalty. Here's what's happening.
Is Raj married? He's very handsome and he's verified. So
he's happy. He's handsome. He's verified, and he's happily married.
He's handsome. He's verified and happily married.
It's true. Raj Grover.
So, will you guys wait until it's federally legal before you enter the U.S. market?
With plant touching business? Yeah. I mean,
it's horrible. State to state.
Unless the standards and regulations change with regards to our NASDAQ listing and this and that.
Oh yeah,
right. Those are the considerations. But when they tell me, hey Andy, we're opening up some stores in the States, that's when I'll be telling you about it.
Right. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, because also, what about partners going to Jamaica? Canna Cabana.
You love Jamaica, eh?
Oh, I just love it. I just love it. I don't like shoes and socks. It's almost frowned upon in Jamaica. I like curried everything.
Jamaica's so cool.
I like warm weather.
So-
Yeah.
You probably met our first brand manager, Trey. I don't know if you met him in person.
Trey.
Yeah.
Trey. He was like one of my favorite guys in like early days, Canna Cabana. Just good vibes all the time.
I follow him on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I remember we
he's
did
just
a show with him.
Yeah, that's right.
He's just he's a good vibes kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, and like for me, when I need to like in one of those cannabis industry days, when I need to draw upon some energy, Trey's smiling face. You know,
Yeah.
he's got that good
Good
Jamaican
guy.
vibe.
The
Totally.
cannabis
definitely.
industry, it's tough. As much as it's like, I thought it's going to be all fun and we're going to smoke weed and have a good time. And there's a lot because of compliance regulations, competition. It's a fast moving much like Apple. It's like what you bought 6 months ago is garbage now. It's like, look back from when you opened to now, how many are gone? Brands, LPs, dispensary, that haven't made it this far. Like it's super challenging.
Yeah, it's as a new market or a new industry, that continues to innovate every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The one theme that I feel is very positive is I do feel, in our experience, in our professional circle, everyone really does have a clear vision on like building something together.
Right.
I do get that vibe all the time. And it's really important for me because, we work with, we work with a tremendous amount of individuals that, just want to see cannabis succeed. You meet so many passionate people in this industry that are like, yeah, today was a dumpster fire, but like we're really excited to keep going. And like when I get that kind of energy from a company like that's struggling and they have nothing but good things to say about where they're coming from and where they're going, it just keeps me encouraged. So I keep reading the Twitter chat and the LinkedIn chat and liking as much as I can.
Is there a city or a province that's like popping for Canna Cabana? Like you're like that. They're like, wow, there are rock stars all the time. Is there one or two, or is there somebody that's like,
Jackie,
bud tenders are listening, they want to hear that?
we've had an amazing holiday season. We are so grateful. Everything has gone so well over the last 60 days and just feeling very grateful. But if I had to pick one spot that's really kicking right now, I got to tell you, I think it's maybe like Cornwall. Cornwall's really doing so well for us. That shop opened up and it's a beautiful shop. And like I was, just expected it to be a great store, just like every other Canna Cabana. But Cornwall's really kicking it. I got to tell you, they did Canna Cabana out in Cornwall.
Wow. You never know, right? Like so you would think, okay, our downtown Toronto. Or
they are.
Major,
Yeah, Toronto's great. Hamilton, they're all great. But like Cornwall caught me by surprise. They showed up for Canna Cabana big time. Hey, Cornwall, shout out.
I wonder how many people live in Cornwall.
I don't know. But
a lot of weed smokers.
Yeah. I know Janelle was saying she's in Markham and that there was one that opened like on the border of Markham and Highway 7 or something. And she said that everybody goes there.
Everyone goes there?
Yeah, everybody goes there.
I have a dispensary like 4 points, like one here, one here, one here, one here. And I live in the middle. Right. But there's no Canna Cabanas there.
Where are you living, Jackie?
Stony Creek.
Stony Creek. Yeah, I mean, we just opened another location in Ancaster.
Okay.
That's not too far away.
I just moved from there to Stony Creek.
Well, you should have stayed in Ancaster. You'd be at Canna Cabana.
And there was only one dispensary when
Ancaster's popping off too, man. That place is going. Yeah, Hamilton too. Like our Hamilton shop, the original one at Center on Barton there is like it's a cool store, cool vibe. So many loyal customers there who've been Canna Cabana fans forever. Were you at that opening, Jackie, on 420 back in like 2019?
I did go to your opening.
Oh, it was
pouring
rain.
Yes, I did go to your opening.
We had a Cabana band. We were pressing T-shirts. There were like 300 people in line all day.
I did go to your opening.
And it was soaking wet. It was pouring rain, but nobody wanted to leave. Everyone was so excited. It was cool.
2019, I went to a lot of openings. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go to all these openings. I'm getting too old for all these T-shirts.
I remember.
So that's a great question. How many T-shirts do you have?
So I have had so many T-shirts that I sent them all to friends. Like I have one lady, she made a quilt with like a full quilt, like double size, queen size bed with the T-shirts. Another, I sent them to, I did a contest on Twitter and just asked people to like reshare this post or do this or tag this, and I will send you. They're not new, which apparently was like another reason why they wanted them. They were my worn t-shirts, but they were but they were like brands that aren't around anymore, and they were right before legalization and then after. So I had tons. People really like the Remo t-shirts, the Remo brands. Like there's a couple. I had a lot of, and then like Karma Cup, like from 2016, 17. I had all those I just gave them. I have tons, t-shirts, hoodies, that sort of stuff.
But I give it culture library.
I give it all away. Once I've taken pictures and I've used what it's for, then I like to give it. I mean, there are cannabis consumers that cannabis community that love cannabis. They want all that stuff. Like they really
collectible.
Want that memorabilia stuff. Yes. Like, and from like, I have a massive collections of matchboxes, and people reach out to me all the time about, are you ever going to get rid of those? Like, do you have and I have like from stuff from 2000.
You're going to see it on like eBay.
I keep certain things I keep, but most things, when I get gifted or given at an event or sent stuff or whatever, 99% of the time I give it away. I give it back.
What's your favorite piece of swag you ever got in the cannabis industry?
Well, the one I don't use it as much as I would like to, but I do love it, and it's a great conversation piece, and I like to show it, is what's that thing I have?
The bong.
The Wiz Khalifa.
That glass one that you flip over.
Oh, the student glass.
Student glass. Yeah, I have that. And then like G Pen has sent me all their Bull Rider collabs and their cookie collab and their whatever. Like I've got all the different. So I've got like the Rome and the this and the Vaporant and the whatever. I like those. I love that student glass thing. My favorite thing is my raw onesie.
I knew that. I was just waiting for you to say.
I live in it.
I was like, is she going to say it?
The raw onesie.
Yeah. You got a raw onesie?
Yeah, I really like the raw onesie a lot.
See,
I mean, it has a rolling tray that drops down. It's got stash sleeves in each ankles and sleeves. The hood goes
Derek,
up.
you got one of these?
No. And it was pre-COVID that I got it, and it's got a built-in mask.
Oh my God.
And it was pre-COVID, so it's like they knew.
Wow.
Yeah, so
they didn't send one to Derek.
No.
Man, you got to write Josh a letter. Dear Josh, I need a raw onesie.
So, and that's another thing. People love or hate when I wear it. They either get so excited about it, or they're like, "Oh, sell out!" And they're like, "Oh my God."
So when we gift you a Canna Cabana onesie,
are you gonna make onesies?
Well, I mean, based on this conversation,
they sold out. So they sold out like right away, and then we have an in. Right, I have to start. They're gone. Like they don't have them.
Derek asked if we ever did surveys. We just did one.
Oh yeah, onesies they're huge. And then I would get so many messages from men and women, young and older. Where did you get that? How much? Where could you? That was a big thing. The raw onesie was huge.
Love that.
Yeah.
Raw onesie. Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Derek? What's the best piece of swag you ever got?
Trying to think.
I like that lighter, the electric lighter too. Like not the one that goes like that, the one that's like a coil.
Oh, the plasma lighter.
Yeah, I like those. Those are cool. I like those.
Cool. Yeah, those. I like the PAX vaporizer.
Nice.
I had mine engraved. I think at a store. They do pop-ups at different stores where they engrave it.
Yeah, we have this really cool Canna Cabana engraving on the PAX era. Yeah,
nice.
It was pretty cool.
I think that's cool. I like when you do stuff like that. So Canna Cabana, like, so say you have the PAX or say whatever, you then brand it? Like do you have a deal with certain?
It's exactly what you were talking about, which is the engraving. We just engraved a couple, like PAX did a pop-up in our store. They had the engraver.
That's cool.
We love doing fun stuff like that. COVID has put such a damper on that. For me, one of my favorite things was to walk into a store when a brand was like in store activating. They're like there and they're talking and they got swag and things. That's what it's all about, right?
I like that too.
COVID really put a bit of a stop to that because, of course, social distancing and making sure that we were keeping people safe and stuff throughout the pandemic.
Do you have a squisher? Do you have a press in any of your stores? Do you press?
No, we have not. I think I heard that like Ivana is doing that a lot right now. I think Jonathan, 416, Weedstagram 416. He's working for Ivana now, and he's going around and doing.
I know Sessions has one. I mean, in the store I've been in, they had one. I didn't know, is that legal? Originally, it wasn't, right? Because you're not allowed to open your weed.
Yeah, that's so there's an interpretation on that we're we're trying to stay on the right side. I got no comment on that one.
I try and stay on the right side.
I love the idea of a rosin press. Like it's really super cool that you can switch in the shop. So TBD. As soon as we get the thumbs up from the legal folks.
For a long time we belonged to a cigar and scotch club, and they always had like the guy was maybe 90. I'm probably actually giving him young. I'm probably making him younger, but he was a cigar, like a roller, like an original Cuban roller, and he'd come and roll big, but he could also roll blunts and things, like really cool. Like, wouldn't it be cool to have those experiences in the shops? Like you could, buy the stuff and then you could go get like this guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or a vintage section. So you go, okay, so here's our regular cannabis store. Like here's our Canna Cabana. Here's our Canna Cabana club. But here's our like Canna Cabana Excellence, or our gold standard Canna Cabana, or or whatever we call it, like a VIP. And that's where you can have your
where
more
Jackie
higher
Childs
end
comes and does rolling for
sits
Canada.
in my throne. And you can get your more higher end cannabis, like your vintage section, and you have a roller there, like an experience.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, like
there's some challenges with having open cannabis in the store and this and that. So listen, again, to the earlier question, all of that's changing and evolving, and the regs are always being looked at.
Canna Cabana is always on the forefront of.
And we're always trying to keep it tight and operate compliantly, because that's super important. It's just really important that you do that.
You obviously you have lawyers and you have people that are like, hey.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to. I mean, again, like we do not squander the opportunity to sell legal cannabis. Like, to me, it's the most exciting thing I've ever done in my life is sell legal cannabis. So yeah, we're going to be on the right side of the law for sure.
Canna Cabana's like, I don't know. I think they push. They've got their accessories are like really cool, really cute. There's like girl things, and there's like, like, I don't know if you collect unicorns and whatever, like they have all of that stuff. So like I said earlier, pushing to challenge the change, right? You have to challenge to create the change. I think they've as close or as far as you can with what they've got. Look at their bags. Look at everyone else has got a plain white bag or a plain black bag or a plain brown bag. Look at their bags.
They're publicly traded though, and they have a lot to lose too, so they have to make sure that.
Jackie, you hit on something, which is like a lot of people let the regulations become like super ambiguous and like don't do anything. That's the one thing that we've noticed. It's like, well, no, like be in touch with the regulator. They're not like the bad
monsters.
Guys. They're trying to tell you and help you understand how you can compliantly do fun things with your business, right? We spend a lot. Like, we have when I said earlier, we have great relationship with the regulator. We do, because we talk to them a lot and we ask them questions and say, hey, listen, can we do this? Can we do that? Will this work? And it's all interpretation on their end and ours, right? So we do whatever we can to do it compliantly. But yeah, just because there's regulations on marketing doesn't mean you can do nothing.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are like, yeah, you can't do anything. Well, you can do things.
You
just
don't
can't
focus
do
on the
everything.
no.
Don't focus on the no.
Right.
Focus on the yes.
Right.
That's right.
What
absolutely.
we can do. And cannabis is legal. Like, we're getting it delivered. You're getting it, like these
in 120 minutes or less, which is our new thing now. Yeah, we're just launching delivery right now, which is delivery on demand, because I don't like waiting around all day for my cannabis. That was a sore spot for me. So we're doing it in 120 minutes. And
how are you facilitating that?
It's a tough one. It's an arcane mixture of logistics planning and also just making sure we drive 10 kilometers over the speed. No, I'm kidding.
Well, they got 110 stores, so they're pretty much everywhere.
No, but what I'm asking is, are you using your own platform, or are you using like a partner like a Dutchie or something like that to facilitate the online ordering?
So we don't use Dutchie. Our website is custom built on Shopify, and the back end of that has, we also work with iHeartChain on some of the back end stuff. But yeah, we have a partner to facilitate the dispatch and the technology. But no, we have to have our own bud tenders deliver the product. Yeah,
because they got to be working for the store for regulation. But
120 minutes or less. What if it's not? Do you get a pizza?
We just get it there in 120 minutes.
You just so there's no, it's not. It will be there.
It will. Yes, that's the. Listen, accidents happen and like, but yes, the commitment that we're making to you is 120 minutes.
So you sort of have within a window period. Because I know when you order the OCS, my son will be like, "Mom, are you gonna be home all day today? Because it just comes whenever.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the hard part. I mean, like also for delivery on demand, we're allowing you to pick a 2-hour window in the future. So, for example, if you're going to be home at 5, you can say, okay,
Order it now.
5 o'clock is when I start my 120-minute countdown. So when you get home at 5, they're between 5
like
and 7.
Instacart, I order all my groceries and I order Shoppers Drug Mart and all that. I order
It's
it
the
all.
future, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we also have
busy.
Fast Tender coming down the pipe. So Fast Tender is our new kiosk service. So it'll be kind of like when you go to McDonald's and you got the big tablet
that's
in the
cool.
shop. Yeah. So like if someone's busy and
so cool,
you just
Fast
want to come
Tender.
in. Yeah. Well, it's our tech and we're excited about it. And so, when you come into the shop, like generally we want to serve you with the full Canna Cabana experience. But like if it's, 10:55 p.m. and you want to dash in and out in your sweatpants and like hit McDonald's on the way home.
Right.
Yeah. You can come and get your pack of Reddies or whatever it is and bounce.
Right.
So that's cool. And then
What's it called? Fast Tender?
Fast Tender.
Fast Tender.
Fast Tender. Yeah, we keep things fast.
Yeah.
And at the best price and the best cannabis.
Right.
Fast, best price, the cannabis.
Yeah.
Jackie.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. Thank you.
It's pretty cool. So, well, anything else you think we should touch on? You want your...
Well,
I mean,
I want you guys first and foremost to make sure you're Cabana Club members because I need you in the club, Derek.
I'm going to be in the club tomorrow.
Eye to eye here. You can sign up online at cannacabana.com. You can just go there and all of a sudden you're in the Cabana Club.
And
my
everybody should sign up. All our listeners should sign up because when it hits 420,000, something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen. We're doing a 420,000th member giveaway, which we're announcing.
It's going to be a onesie.
420. Yeah.
Pre-warned by me. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Onesies are happening now for sure. Sorry, so you could just describe this to me. It has a rolling tray built into it?
Yeah, like the...
Like a kangaroo pouch rolling
the
tray.
kangaroo pouch drops down. It's
That's
Velcro,
amazing.
and it's fully lined with plastic. It's a rolling tray, and each sleeve has a little zipper right there with a stash pocket, as well as on the ankle. It has the mask. The hood also has a little pocket right in here.
Oh my gosh.
That you zip and close, and it's like a smell-proof little. Like it is. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, those raw guys, man, they're always just doing fine. Like Josh is, you just yeah. Like I learned how to roll watching his channel. To be honest, it must be said. They've always got fun little things. Like the other day, they did this little. When you have your joint canoeing, right?
Yeah.
I typically am sitting here and I'm like trying to turn it around and I'm doing the spit thing and like we're all freaking out about it. He's like, "No, man, you just peel it off and you light it with your lighter and then it's fine."
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Like I just watched their joint roll like Weedstagram does. Like he does some cool joints and some cool stuff, and I just like that stuff.
Question for you guys: Do you guys take the tip off your joint before you light it?
No.
I've been up on that for like 6 months now, and I will never go back. So basically, what you do just before I think I sense we're coming into the finish line here. But before you light your joint, you got your little twist at the top or your French fold or whatever it is. You just push it down back into the joint to make a nice crease around the edge, and you run your lighter along the edge, and then you pop it off the top like a little hat. And then when you hit that with flame, it just burns evenly. It's a miracle. It's a joint miracle.
That's cool. A joint miracle.
Pre-rolls. That's a big skew.
Oh yeah, people love pre-rolls.
Yeah.
People love pre-roll. Are you a pre-roll guy or you roll it yourself?
No, I want to roll it myself, and I want to break
too.
it up myself.
Me too.
But
what do you roll?
Hash.
What do you mean?
Like no, what are your papers?
Oh, I like zigzag whites.
Zigzag whites. Nice.
Yeah.
I've been up on those vibes recently. Have you tried vibes?
No, I just keep it old school.
You keep it cool. All right.
I was supposed to do a brand deal with that.
It's
but
either that or
but I was too expensive.
backwoods.
Oh yeah.
I like backwoods.
Backwood. Oh, fair enough, man. That's respect. No problem. Backwoods.
I like that. They're German. The Giza rolling papers. I like
nice.
them.
If you like backwoods, have you ever tried a King Palm?
Love King Palms.
Man, because if you're a blunt guy, but if there's ever a moment where you don't want to have tobacco in your blunt,
Right.
I love King Palm.
Totally flavor neutral, burns super slow. They got that corn husk filter in there.
So can I say what Drew does? Have I told you this before?
No.
When we have company. So because I'm a wine drinker and I like wine and
Right.
everything else.
Drew likes
And
cannabis.
Drew was just cannabis.
Is he a Canna Cabana club member?
Oh, if he's getting a discount, of course he is.
Okay, good.
Like he for sure. If there and he smells a discount
Derek
ages
asking
away.
the important questions.
It's cannacabana.com. Is that there's a Canna Cabana club?
No. Cannacabana.com.
Cannacabana.com.
You get into the Cabana Club.
So he takes the King Palm. He stuffs it, like he fills it, whatever. He then takes the outside of the king palm, covers it in rosin. You know, he presses it himself and does it all. And then he rolls it in keef.
Okay.
So he makes his own fancy after dinner.
What is that called again?
Like a Cannagar.
moon rocket.
Like a moon rocket, yeah.
His own.
He calls them his own Cannagars.
Andy's moon rocket.
Yeah, he makes them after when we have company after for a barbecue or for whatever. He always get and people who don't generally smoke cannabis were like, "Whoa, what's that? Let me see. Let me get an Instagram picture with it or whatever." And people will try it. I just think that stuff's fun. Like that.
So fun.
That vaporizer, the Bello, that looks like wine glasses.
Okay.
Oh.
It gets so like my Oakville ladies, they're not into cannabis too much, but they love wine. But they will. I put the little 510 cart. You hold it down. Bring it off, and then they just inhale the vape.
Right.
And
Cool.
and it's they can like if I have a lavender, a vanilla, lemon, they're like, "Am I high now? Was that weed?" Like whatever, and I love it to end the stigma, to start these conversations with. I mean, I can sell cannabis to anyone.
You sold it to me. I'm like, I gotta get myself one of these wine
Bello,
glasses.
they're very nice. It's really cool, and they've just done a Bello 2.0, so I get it in a week.
Nice.
You'll
have to bring it in.
I will for sure.
For us
So,
to test
yeah.
it out.
So
But to your statement about pre-rolls are killer. I mean, I like to roll myself, but sometimes you just need convenience, man. You just need it quick, and like pre-rolls are the way to go.
I like the pre-rolls a big market. I like that people are excited about them
Well,
because there were so many
there's a lot of
haters.
people who would ask,
I love it.
"Can you roll a joint for me?" Now they can just service themselves,
Yeah.
right? So, and especially as long as they're, fresh.
Totally. I mean, especially on those. It's one of my biggest hacks, right? For like cannabis retail, shop at a busy store because they turn over the inventory quickly, and you're always getting it fresh, right?
Right.
And so like Reddy's and some of these other kind of like large format pre-rolls. Yeah, man, you want to make sure because you got 10 in there, and if you're not an everyday smoker, you don't want 10 sitting around for 3-4 months. You know what I mean?
Is there a lot of them that have the nitrogen packaging? Have you seen that? Because
Caramel? No, I think caramel.
To be honest with you, I mean, certainly Truro is an example, right? They did the tuna can packet. I love that.
I
Tuna can.
love
tuna
tuna cans.
So
Tuna
cool.
can,
Yeah, and then
But I'm talking about for pre-rolls.
for pre-rolls, nitrogen pack. I'm stumped on that. I don't have a good answer for that. Nitrogen pack pre-rolls. Have to ask our buyers.
Why? What would that do? Just keep it
So
fresh.
there's a company that we work with, and they got basically they're gonna be bringing it. Like, so I wanted to know if there's competition in that. But what they do is it's kind of like they have 10 joints, and each one is in its own atmospheric packaging, nitrogen. So now those pre-rolls they'll stay fresh.
Right.
And if I was gonna share one, I can just rip it off and say, "Here you go, Jackie. Here you go, Andy," and it's always fresh.
That's so cool, man.
That is really
Yeah,
cool.
it's so
That's
cool.
expensive though, no?
Well, it'd be your top.
But yeah,
flower.
but then there's another, like originally when I first got into the cannabis space, I was like, whoa, I can't work with that. That's way too expensive. No one will buy that. Who will later? There's something for everyone, right? Like you can't, how do you know what people are going to, I mean, we don't really.
Like I was saying, like there's an appetite for great quality craft cannabis. People get it now.
Right.
Like they've already done the like non-strain specific ounce bag like 5 times of 20% THC and then realized, I kind of want something more,
Right.
And so we're seeing like, categorically, we're seeing that happen in a big way in the past 6 months. So, but that sounds like a really cool idea. Those individually packaged ones. There's a great. I don't know if you've tried Weed Me before, but they've got some really great pre-rolls. And I could see a case for or like Ghost Drops or whatever for like a premium brand doing something like that. Totally.
Right. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Great cannabis is it great? No, good. Best price? Best cannabis?
Price.
Best cannabis?
Best cannabis.
Good cannabis.
Cabana Club.
Cabana Club. CannaCabana.com
Yes.
to join the club. Just like how Facebook started. Everyone wants to be part of a club.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this club, you get discounts
I like that.
at the best. You get best price, the best weed.
Yeah. And
And then grab yourself like
there's
the
going to
best
be
bongs.
a big giveaway.
A big giveaway, 420
Yeah.
for their
But
420,000. That's a lot of people.
could we win?
Well,
Can we win? Yeah, like when we have our when we do anything, my DMs are full. Is there a way I could win this? Like,
No.
well, you got to enter.
Yeah.
I'm not fixing it if that's what you're asking.
no, this one's a pretty big giveaway. So we're gonna do this one ultra legit, like we do all of our giveaways.
Can it be a Canna Cabana for my deck? Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? Out on my patio, I have
What number are we at right now? Just so our listeners can understand the urgency to join the Cabana Club.
So we're doing the draw on 420.
Oh, on 420.
Oh, on 420.
Yeah. But you gotta get signed up now.
You gotta
Before
get signed up.
420.
Yeah, you gotta get signed up before 420 for sure.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And 420 month, like I said, man, we got some fun stuff coming. So you're going to come down, right? Where do you live, Derek?
London.
You're in London. Yeah, we got a London store. You're going to come down to our London store?
Of
Check
course.
it out. All right.
Oh, I'm going to be a member. So.
Could be hanging out there all the time looking for his towel. I'm a member.
Listen, I want my benefits.
Canna Cabana, London. We'll let them know Derek's coming. All right. Game on. I tell them to say, hey, Andy sent me to get that great price, but you're already going to get it because you're a Cabana Club member.
That's it.
Oh, so everyone's a VIP.
That's it.
Are you a Cabana Club member?
Come on, man. I'm Cabana Club member number 1.
No, are you?
As in I signed up first, yes.
Oh, I like
So
that.
it was your brainchild.
Well, you know, it's a lot of people involved. In
Right,
Cabana
of
Club.
course,
I
it's
can't-
a team play,
Team
but-
play.
Yeah, well, that was super. Like, this fun, interesting. I like conversations that we can dive all over the place and
Yeah.
go, well,
It was very interesting.
it's not
We
just a
learned a
sales and
lot.
marketing pitch. We learned all
We learned
kinds
a
of
lot.
stuff.
And yeah, I love it.
Best cannabis at the best price.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
CannaCabana.com. Andy
had fun,
Palalas.
guys.
Thanks for
having
joining
me.
us in the green room. So glad you didn't wear green because you'd just be ahead. We'll look forward to chatting with you again.
Yeah.
We're always fresh and a little bit sticky. The green room on Cannabis Wiki.